Have you ever felt an unsettling presence in your own home? I've got 5 bone-chilling stories from my childhood that will make you think twice about the things that go bump in the night. Alright, so let me start by saying this. Growing up in my childhood home was both amazing and terrifying. This house was where I made some of my best memories. It was here that I learned how to walk, ride my bike, play air guitar, and had my first kiss. But there were some things lurking in the shadows that would make even the bravest of souls shiver. Built in 1928, our home has seen its fair share of birthdays, holidays, and family get-togethers. With 4 stories and enough nooks and crannies to keep a secret passage hidden, our home was not only a place full of love and laughter, but also a hot spot for paranormal activity. I remember one time we were having a family dinner in the dining room when suddenly the lights flickered and the chandelier above us swayed slightly. Now my dad, being the rational person that he is, just turned to my mom and said, "Looks like the wiring's acting up again." But my mom and I couldn't help but exchange a worried glance because we knew that nothing like that had ever happened before. These strange occurrences became a regular part of life for me. I mean, who needs ghost stories when you live in one, right? Well, I guess I do. So let me take you back to the first time I ever realized that our home was a bit more haunted than I originally thought. It was Halloween night 1995. I was 10 years old and dressed as a bumblebee for the occasion. I remember trick-or-treating with my friends and then coming back home to devour our candy stash. As soon as I got inside, I headed straight to the basement to dump out my loot. All of a sudden, I heard a loud crash from upstairs. I froze, then slowly made my way to the top of the stairs. As I turned the corner, I saw something that made my blood run cold. There in the middle of the hallway was my dad's toolbox, which he kept downstairs, lying open on the floor. But that wasn't the creepy part. The scariest thing was that all the tools were neatly lined up in a row, as if someone had arranged them that way. And my dad's toolbox was heavy. I'm talking like 50 pounds, all metal. I don't think my 10-year-old self could have moved it, nor did I have any reason to want to, especially since it was my dad's prized possession and a total klutz magnet. But as I stood there staring at the toolbox, confused and scared, I couldn't help but wonder, was I losing my mind, or was there something else going on here? Now, I'm not gonna lie. Sometimes I still find myself questioning whether what I experienced was just a figment of my imagination or something more sinister. But there was one thing that made me realize this was no ordinary occurrence. It wasn't just that I heard or saw something strange. It was that I felt it too, like a sudden drop in temperature or the hair on the back of my neck standing on end. And this happened more than once. There were times when I'd be in the basement playing with my toys or watching TV. And then I'd hear footsteps creaking up the stairs. When I'd look up, there'd be no one there. Or I'd be in my room getting ready for bed. And then I'd feel this overwhelming sense of dread wash over me for no apparent reason. As I got older, I tried to convince myself that these were just tricks of my imagination. Or maybe our old house just had a lot of quirks. But there were times when other people experienced these unsettling occurrences too, like my parents or my sister. In fact, my mom told me about a time when she was in the kitchen making dinner, and then suddenly, the lights started flickering. And as she reached out to grab the countertop for support, she felt a cold hand grab her wrist. She said it was so realistic that she dropped everything and ran to the basement for comfort. As I listened to my mom's story, I couldn't help but wonder if we were living in some kind of haunted house, or if these strange occurrences were just messing with us. I mean, why else would we keep experiencing these unexplainable things? So naturally, I took matters into my own hands and started researching the history of our home. I pored over old newspaper clippings and spoke to my neighbors, trying to piece together any information I could find. But unfortunately, I didn't come across anything definitive. While I didn't find any answers, I did discover some interesting tidbits about my home's history. For example, the original owner built it as a wedding gift for his daughter, and it had been passed down through her family for generations. Who knows? Maybe there was a ghost or two lingering in the halls that were trying to reconnect with their loved ones. Regardless, I can't help but wonder if these creepy occurrences are just a part of our home's unique charm, or if we should call in a paranormal investigator to get to the bottom of what's going on here. So I'll ask you, what's the creepiest thing that's ever happened in your house? Share your thoughts below, because I know I'm not the only one who has experienced some weird stuff at home. Let's connect and see if we can figure this out together. After all, who knows what secrets our houses are hiding? Thanks for joining me on this journey through my childhood home. If you enjoyed this video, please don't forget to hit that thumbs up button and subscribe for more spine-chilling stories. Until next time, stay safe and don't believe everything you see in the dark.